Good evening. Tonight, the world is focused on one story: cancer. This year, for the first time, cancer will become the world's leading cause of death.
Cancer takes 1,500 American lives every single day. 1 in 3 women and 1 in 2 men will be diagnosed at some point in their lifetimes.
2 years ago, the world stopped for 1 hour as a bold new endeavor began.
Stand Up to Cancer brought together doctors and scientists, stars from film and TV, music, sports, and politics, and millions of you.
Watching, calling in, logging on, donating, creating a movement to end cancer.
Thanks to your donations, scientific dream teams are collaborating right now to find real solutions.
But there is so much more to do. Once again, we need your help and your donations. The news tonight is ours for the making.
It's up to me.
It's up to all of us to make it happen.
Stand up to cancer.
Live from Sony Studios in Culver City, California, the biggest stars in film, television, sports, and music come together to take your calls and to stand up to cancer.
Cancer doesn't care that you won the Olympic gold medal.
Cancer doesn't care if you're beautiful or brilliant or just got into college or just bought your first car.
Cancer doesn't care if your son is #1 with a bullet.
Cancer doesn't care if you have your whole life in front of you.
Cancer doesn't care how many Oscars you've won or how many tough guys you've played.
Cancer doesn't care that you have young children who need their mother.
Cancer doesn't care that you have to put up with endless jokes about how you survived Survivor.
Cancer doesn't care how well you sling a sledgehammer.
Cancer doesn't care that it just took your father.
Cancer doesn't care what time you have to wake up in the morning, every morning.
Call me sometime. Cancer schmancer. Cancer only cares if you sit still and do nothing. Cancer loves that.
Cancer doesn't care where you come from or where you're going. It just doesn't care.
Cancer doesn't care that you scored the most points in NBA history. For my whole life, I got up every morning, went to the basketball court, and played my hardest. I knew that whoever scores the most points wins. Then I got cancer, and I learned that cancer is the only game where a tie is a win.
Cancer doesn't care.
But we do. We are just a few of the 12 million cancer survivors in this country today.
At Stand Up to Cancer, our goal is to make everyone diagnosed with cancer a survivor like us. The phone banks are open. We are standing by, waiting for your calls. Stand up and donate so cancer loses and we all win.
The end of cancer has begun.
Our own cells do a very simple thing millions of times a day. They divide over and over and over. No matter how you live, who you are, where you are, through no fault of your own, a single mistake in a single cell can spark another that makes battlefields of our own bodies. Some of us are so lucky that in those millions upon millions of moments, everything works perfectly. The great thing about the human species is that we, the lucky ones, can stand up for the not so lucky. And all it takes is a single call.
46 times a day, a parent hears the devastating words, "Your child has cancer."
Tonight, we salute 46 mamas who stand in solidarity with their children, those who've passed away and those in the fight.
Please call now and stand with them as Lady Antebellum and Chris Christopherson perform for us.
From hate, well, I run from prejudice, I run from pessimists, but I run too late.
I run my life, or is it running me? Run from my past. I run too fast, or too slow it seems. When lies become the truth, that's when
And this world keeps spinning faster into a new disaster. So I run to you, I run to you, baby. When it all starts coming undone, baby, you're the only one I run to. I run to you. We run on fumes. Your life and mine, like the sands of time, slipping right on through. And our love's the only truth. And that's why I run to you. Oh yeah. And this world keeps spinning faster into a new disaster. So I run to you. Take the ribbon from your hair, shake it loose, let it fall, laying soft upon my skin. Help me make it through the night. I don't care what's right or wrong. I don't care what's right or wrong. I don't try to understand. I don't try to understand. Let the devil take tomorrow. Lord, tonight I need a friend. Lord, tonight I need a friend. 'Cause yesterday is dead and gone, and tomorrow's out of sight. And it's sad to be alone. Help me make it through tonight.
Someday, no child will die from cancer. You can make someday come soon. Call the number on your screen to fund research that could save a child's life. Please welcome the 46 mamas. And now, our anchor dream team, my friend Katie Couric, Diane Sawyer, and Brian Williams.
And hello again to all of you. And we have another headline for you tonight. 100% of the donations that all of you give to Stand Up to Cancer are going to go directly to the research that counts 100%.
And every dollar counts because of where the money goes. Stand Up to Cancer has developed this unique model to increase the odds of getting new, more effective treatments to patients quickly.
Our scientific advisory committee, under the umbrella of the American Association for Cancer Research, sought out innovative ideas that would actually move the needle with out-of-the-box science, and of course, our dream teams who you will meet tonight. And there are so many incredibly exciting projects just waiting to be funded.
And you know, these dream teams of scientists are charged with principles to collaborate, innovate, accelerate, target therapies, and translate them into research for the patients. And I'm here tonight standing up for so many of my colleagues at ABC News and my friend, James Bogdanoff.
Stand Up to Cancer is unique in requiring cancer researchers to join together to finally stop competing against each other and focus instead solely on competing against the disease, competing against cancer. Tonight, I'm here to stand up for my mother, Dorothy Williams, and my sister, Mary Jane Esser.
There is so much more to do. We've all been touched by this disease. I stand up in memory of my husband, Jay Monahan, and my sister, Emily. Please pick up the phone, go online, give for the people you love. Give so the cure we dream of can actually come true.
We wanted something innovative, something new that could be taken and proven to be effective in treatment of patients.
It's one of the most exciting things I've ever experienced, to be collaborating with my peers across the country.
Science requires many different individuals with different experience, different skills, and different perspectives. And by having a team that's composed of people from different places with different backgrounds and different training, we attack the problem in a much more complete and successful way.
We're seeing things taking from lung cancer now into colon cancer and now into breast cancer across multiple institutions at a far rapid pace than I have seen before. And I think that's the biggest sense, the excitement that's coming in, and all of us are feeling it because we believe in this mission.
We set the bar high, we want to achieve that bar. And so what it does is it makes our whole team work like crazy to get these trials up and running.
We don't treat disease, we treat people. And it's putting the patients out front, which is where they should be.
That's why we don't sleep.
It's not about one individual lab trying to come up with a publication before someone else to become successful. It's all about trying to find a cure.
We're trusting each other and sharing data at a level that we've never done before.
We've delivered on the promise of a new blood test for cancer in a way that is going to actually be informative not only for pancreatic cancer, but other cancers like leukemia and brain cancer.
The clinical trials are being done faster, the patients are being treated faster, and these responses are being seen in real cancer patients.
It's like a tree that's blooming, where the branches expand and one to another creates communication and networks that we couldn't have had before. And Stand Up to Cancer made that possible.
What would you give to cure cancer? $10, $100, $1,000?
Hang on a second. Did you know the March of Dimes was launched during the Great Depression and led to the polio vaccine?
This is like so bizarre.
Every minute in America, someone dies from cancer. How much would you give, and how hard would you fight to end that?
Thanks. If you could stop your loved one from the pain, the anguish of cancer, would you?
Hang on. Just like the generation before us stood up to polio, we must stand up to cancer.
They're going to ask him all the questions.
We are right here waiting for you to call. You'll be really glad that you did.
At Cancer Treatment Centers of America, I was treated as a whole person.
And I was treated with the care and respect that everyone deserves.
All of us at Cancer Treatment Centers of America, our doctors, our nurses, and patients, are proud to stand up to cancer.
Everybody said it was the most beautiful wedding they'd ever seen. Never mind that it took place in an emergency room and that the groom wore the gown. And when they wheeled her brand new husband away, the bride spent her wedding night in her mother's arms crying. When I said I do, what I meant was I will. I will fight anybody who tells us something can't be done. I will celebrate the tiny victories as though they are big ones. I will thank you for showing the world what grace really means. I will never give up. I will never forget.
Translational research is the cornerstone of Stand Up to Cancer. It means taking information from the lab, the bench, and creating immediate solutions that can translate quickly to the bedside. As good as any idea is, it may seem in the lab, it's just an idea, unless it works for the patient. Your support of dream teams like this one helps get the latest research from the lab to the patient more quickly, and that can literally save lives.
My name is Myra Thompson. I was married 47 years ago, and we had 5 children. The day that I heard I had cancer, I was devastated. All I know is cancer was the end.
Mrs. Thompson is a patient who had a cancer that was very resistant to standard treatment, whose tumor had grown through chemotherapy. It was essentially laughing at standard therapy.
Come on back.
With implementation of epigenetic therapy, her tumors have not gone away, but they've stopped growing. And they've stopped growing for a long period of time, now about 10 months.
Epigenetics is a way that cells remember things. They can remember what genes they should use and they shouldn't use.
The epigenetic alterations that occur in cancer can turn off genes that are normally genes that control cancer growth and that prevent cancer growth.
What makes our project so exciting is that we have drugs that can reverse these changes, can unlock the doors, can turn genes back on again, make things right.
The genes come back on, and hopefully you would get an anti-tumor effect. The thing is,
Steve and I are constantly bouncing information back and forth. What we learn in the laboratory, we try to apply in the clinic, but we're also getting specimens back from these patients and taking them back to the laboratory. That's translational research.
We hope for this therapy, but for all therapies, that we can learn to have the right drug for the right patient at the right time.
Stand Up to Cancer has been essential in actually moving this forward.
We're waiting for our 50th anniversary, and I know I'll be around.
Hi, we're here to tell you about lung cancer.
And they said, make it funny.
But no, they didn't.
Yes, I don't know about you, but that's why my phone rings. Please come and bring the funny.
Okay, these are lungs. One's black from smoking. How are you making this funny?
Ebony and ivory.
The facts we have to get across.
Sit together on this piece of mahogany.
If people quit smoking, cancer deaths would be reduced by 1/3.
Side by side out here instead of inside.
But 25% of lung cancer worldwide will be diagnosed in people who never smoked.
Oh, Lord, it's scaring me.
Stand Up to Cancer is looking for new cures and new therapies for lung cancer, no matter the cause. So please, go to the phone, give what you can, or Eric will keep singing.
Everybody wang lung tonight.
Last month, Survivor started a team on standuptocancer.org. And thanks to our great fans, Survivor cast and crew, and CBS employees, we have raised over $28,000.
So we at So You Think You Can Dance and The Biggest Loser are joining Survivor and Extreme Makeover Home Edition to launch a new reality team challenge.
So walk,
or run, or dance to standuptocancer.org to support your favorite team.
Join the Extreme Makeover Home Edition fundraising team at standuptocancer.org. Make a difference and stand up to cancer!
Okay. Hello. Cancer is a crisis so constant that 11,000 lives can be taken in a week. It makes no headlines, no talk shows, no congressional proclamations. For the 1.5 million people diagnosed with cancer, it's a disaster they live through every single day. So please call 1-888-90-STAND or log on to su2c.org and give what you can for the ones you love. Now please welcome from Green Day, Billy Joe Armstrong.
The innocent can never last. Wake me up when September ends. Like my father's come to pass, 7 years has gone so fast. Wake me up when September ends. Here comes the rain again, falling from the stars, drenched in my pain again, becoming who we are. As my memory rests, but never forgets what I lost. Wake me up when September ends. Summer has come and passed. The innocent can never last. Wake ends. Ring out the bells again, like we did when spring began. Wake me up when September ends. Here comes the rain again, falling from the stars, drenched in my pain again, becoming who we are. As my memory rests, but never forgets what I lost. Wake me up when September ends. Wake me up when September ends. Wake me up when September ends.
You can also donate on Stand Up to Cancer's Facebook page or give with Facebook credits. Or you can join a team on su2c.org. And look who we have here. Can you stand up, Mary? This is Mary Lou Sinclair, part of the David Archuleta's Angels Crush Kids Cancer team. And they have raised $16,000 for this summer's team challenge and have raised over $66,000 for Stand Up to Cancer since 2008. So let's give them a big hand.
Good job, Archie. Let me borrow that. And for the next 10 minutes, the highest donors who call the number on your screen will receive an SU2C high-def flip cam, just like this. So call now and donate big. Good work, you two.
They named me after a hero, the ultimate survivor. At 3, I had a seizure and doctors told my mom it was brain cancer. 3 surgeries, chemo, radiation. My mom never left my side. Until one day she went to the FDA shaking, asking them to approve a drug for children with brain cancer. And they did. 2 days later, I started the drug, but it was too late for me. My parents held on to my body for hours after I was gone and did not want to let me go. Don't forget me. My name was Armstrong.
Quick update here for some of you trying to donate via the web. If you're trying to get in on the browser Safari, we're told they're having a few problems, so please try a different browser. Keep switching back and forth, come back, but whatever you do, try to donate. We've had a lot of walking on this show already tonight, so I'm going to try it as well. To the business at hand, let's talk about traditional cancer therapies. They've taken a tremendous toll on the patient and are not effective in really stopping the cancer at its roots, it's been found. Somebody once compared traditional, conventional chemotherapy to trying to turn out the lights in your kitchen by nuking your house. Targeted therapies instead work on finding the light switch or the circuit breaker that controls the lights, thus sparing the rest of the house, or in the case of cancer, the patient. So whatever you do, help us fight back against cancer. Call now with pledges. If you can't get through, please try again. Go to the web, keep trying. You will be glad you did.
My wife and I have learned, as she's gone through the breast cancer experience, is that we are faced with choices about how to proceed in the management of the disease.
Breast cancer we now think of as not just one disease, but in fact several diseases.
The only thing all breast cancers share in common is the organ in which it arises. The problem in the past is we treated it as one disease, and we're now learning that That's incorrect. There are about 7 subtypes. Those 7 subtypes fit into 3 categories for treatment.
By classifying breast cancer in this way, we increase the chance that a woman will benefit from a specific treatment and also identify where we need to make more progress.
It's learning how to differentiate the signal from the noise, or the driver from the passenger. Taking out the passengers doesn't stop the car. It's taking out the driver that you need to do, and it's learning what those drivers are that the research is all about. So the concept was to bring together people who had defined expertise. So instead of having groups competing with one another, we had groups collaborating around a common problem. The challenge with this kind of effort is there's an enormous amount of data, tens of millions of pieces of information that have to be dealt with in terms of analysis.
The goals of the database is to be able to establish associations between the molecular features of individual tumors and how it is that they respond to specific drugs. And it's going to become more and more possible to precisely match drugs to patients.
The teams were asked to give goals, and the AACR is now site visiting all of the teams. They're actually measuring the progress. And normally progress is measured in half decades and decades. I think you're going to see some of the output from these dream teams really make an impact in 12 to 18 months, which in scientific terms is light speed.
When the women who make up the Stand Up to Cancer Foundation said, we're going to change the culture of science, I was skeptical, but I have to say, they've been right.
At Comcast, we have nearly 100,000 employees in 39 states. Every single one of us has been touched by cancer in some way. That's why all of us at Comcast are joining together
to stand up to cancer.
As an actor, I'm often asked to take off my clothes in the movies. Of course, for my artistic integrity, yes, I have some, I am very particular about which of these requests I'll consider. The role has to really call for nudity, okay? And it must be integral to the storytelling. The set must be cleared and all aircraft must be out of the area. However, I will always take off my clothes for my dermatologist. Meet Dr. Jessica Wu. How do you like me now? Isn't this more fun than the Jerry Lewis telethon?
Oh, hi. Did you know you can get skin cancer anywhere on your body?
Under your hair, under your arms, even under your...
Testicles.
I was going to say feet.
I know what you're thinking. He just said testicles live on all 4 networks. Yes, I'm the first man to do so, but it's true. You can get skin cancer on your stones.
In fact, you can get skin cancer anywhere you have skin. That's why skin self-examination is critical. Go to su2c.org to learn more about the guidelines, and while you're there, make a donation.
Your man-berries will thank you for it, and so will we. Call us.
Hero has a nice ring to it. Now, let's be honest, it's something that we all want to be. But unlike the movies where it takes 2 hours to defeat the villain, tonight you can be a hero in just 60 seconds, because that's how long it takes to call in a donation. And then after you make that call, you can feel free to paint a big S on your shirt, because you, my friend, will have been a hero to someone diagnosed with cancer. Call now. Please give what you can.
Without you, we can't make cancer a thing of the past.
Without you, doctors and scientists will not have the means to collaborate on a cure.
1 second. Without you, cancer wins.
With you, we could do anything.
With you, we can all win, and cancer will one day be no more. It is up to you. Pick up the phone and call. And now, please welcome 100 representatives from cancer advocacy groups throughout the country who stand up every day for their patients. Please stand up. We salute you.
I lost my amazing sister, Emily, to pancreatic cancer 9 years ago. Sadly, that is the outcome for too many of those diagnosed with this deadly form of cancer. Now, for that reason, Stand Up to Cancer was honored to receive a gift from Wallace Annenberg for pancreatic cancer research. And thanks to your contributions, we almost doubled it. An amazing partnership began, forging together 2 leaders in the field of pancreatic cancer who had formerly been competitors. Exciting results immediately followed. Our pancreatic dream team is a real story of why collaboration is so important.
sometimes said that pancreatic cancer is the good, the bad, and the ugly. It happens to people who have done nothing wrong. The bad is that the prognosis is just horrible. Over 95% of the patients diagnosed with pancreatic cancer are going to die that in a relatively short time. And the ugly is how much they suffer.
Yeah, my dad was a very amazing man. To have a father figure like that in my life, just doing everything to help me be successful, you couldn't really get no better than that. When I first found out he was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, it was one of the worst days of my life. He was tough, man. He never gave up on himself. And I can remember just talking to him after some of the games, just knowing what he was going through, and still you could tell he was very, happy for his son. He fought until, he couldn't really fight no more.
People think there's an awful lot of people working on this problem, but that's one of the depressing things is there aren't a lot of people.
So the opportunity to lead a team focused on pancreatic cancer is giving a tremendous boost to this understudied disease.
We have some fine scientists and physicians on our teams. Now you can discover something and get it into patient care rapidly.
As a result of Stand Up to Cancer, we've achieved things in time frames we never thought possible.
I was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, 3rd stage, and I really thought that I wasn't going to live. My success was because of science. It was such a collaboration. Even after my treatment, that continued.
The fact that she's been cured, essentially, says it's possible to survive. We just need to replicate that experience for every patient. That's the goal of our team.
The word cure is always something that people want to avoid like the plague, but I'm not afraid of it because I've seen other people do it.
More importantly, we think the lessons we learn will teach us how to attack all other cancers more effectively.
In 2009, I also lost a loved one, my husband, Patrick Swayze. Patrick appeared on the first Stand Up to Cancer show and bravely talked for the first time in public about his own battle with pancreatic cancer. It is a moment I will not soon forget.
Tonight I stand here, another individual living with cancer, who asks that we not wait any longer. And I ask only one thing of you. Will you stand up with me? Will you stand up to cancer?
Like Katie's sister, Patrick did not survive his disease. It is up to all of us who love Patrick to stand up to cancer. Please donate for all of those in the fight and in his memory. Thank you.
Please welcome Natasha Bedingfield, Martina McBride, Edge, Aaron Neville, Leona Lewis, Dave Stewart, and the incomparable Stevie Wonder.
At some point in time, cancer has touched someone in our lives. It is that unmistakable line that we regret hearing. I have cancer. I know this because I lost someone very special, a friend, a sister-like, my first wife, Sarita, to breast cancer. But we must stand up to cancer. We must beat it back and beat it out of existence. We can and we will. Let's join together and do this. Come bring me your softness. Comfort me through all this madness. Woman, don't you know with you I'm born again.
Come give me your sweetness. Now there's you, there is no weakness. Lying safe within your arms, I'm born again. I was half not whole. Instead, with mine, reaching through this world in need of one. and time goes by so slowly, and time can do so much. Are you still mine? I need your love. I need your love. God, speak your love to me.
Hello! Greetings, everyone. It's me, Sir Richard Bronson. I want to tell you something important about Stand Up to Cancer, but I don't want to do it from this stuffy phone bank. I want to do it from outer space! Yahoo! Oh, look at me! How can I breathe in outer space? Why, I'm Richard Bronson, that's why. Oh, or maybe we'll go underwater. Ooh, where's Nemo? Oh, there he is. I found him. But uh-oh, I'm running away from a train. Better go hide out in a French discotheque. Now, this is more like it. And I'll tell you a secret. I'm not a virgin.
Hi, I'm the real Richard Branson, flying over California. I fly Virgin America because every time I do, I can make a donation to Stand Up to Cancer right from my seat. Stand with me and everyone at Virgin America and stand up to cancer.
Who is that guy? Who cares, as long as he donated. And you should too. I'm Richard Branson.
Stay tuned for Neil Diamond, Gwyneth Paltrow, Renee Zellweger, Denzel Washington, and more.
Odds of becoming an astronaut, 1 in 13,200,000. Odds of being struck by lightning, 1 in 576,000. Odds of dating a supermodel, 1 in 88,000. Odds of bowling a perfect game, 1 in 11,500. Odds of being trapped in an elevator, 1 in 24,528. Odds of catching a ball at a major league game, 1 in 563. Odds of an injury from shaving, 1 in 6,585. Odds of tripping while texting, 1 in 10. Odds of getting cancer in your lifetime, 1 in 2 men, 1 in 3 women.
It's up to us.
To change the odds for our generation.
For the ones we love. For our future.
If you don't like the odds, stand up. Stand up to cancer.
As a mom, I'm on it. Did everyone eat? Check. Is homework done? Check. Will everyone get to bed before midnight? Maybe. We spend so much time on today that little thought is given to tomorrow. So take a minute. Will your kids be happy? Will they be safe? Or like 1 in 2 men and 1 in 3 women, will they be touched by cancer? So pick up the phone to end cancer. The dishes can wait. Call now, not later, not after the show, right now. Your kids will thank you for it.
Go.
Hey, I'm Tony Hawk, and I stand up to cancer. And I miss you, Ray.
Oh, hi. Are you one of those people who think, sure, I'd love to cure cancer, but what's in it for me? Well, I have 2 words for you, eBay. Bid on more than a dozen mind-blowing experiences and cool items like this awesome replica of the Silver Surfer, meeting Bono and the Edge at the premiere of Spider-Man Turn Off the Dark on Broadway, a VIP experience with Tony Hawk, a one-on-one with an NBA star, and you tryhards will pee yourselves for an exclusive set visit to the next Twilight movie. Go to ebay.com to learn more. I call dibs on this guy.
You know, everyone deserves a long and healthy future, but tobacco will cut short the lives of up to 1 billion people this century. In New York City, we're proud to have taken the lead in reducing smoking, and we're doing our part to stand up to cancer.
You know, I so wanted to do that skateboard thing. I wanted to do that anyway. As you know, new cancer therapies can take up to 20 years to get from the laboratory to the patient. And if you have cancer, it's simply too long. So what if there were new therapies that could arrive in 3 years? What if we could accelerate it all? That's what Stand Up funding is all about, lightning speed in the world of cancer research. So take a look at what our PI3K Dream Team is doing to accelerate a cure for the many cancers driven by this pathway. And remember to call now or go to standuptocancer.org and fund research that will save lives now.
Our particular dream team is sort of a Manhattan project of attacking PI3K. Probably this is the most mutated pathway in human cancer.
The goal is to interrupt that pathway. Put a piece of gum in the middle of it so you can't get around it, you can't get through it, and that tumor cell then has no alternative but to die.
This dream team consists of doctors, scientists, and clinicians from 7 different institutions. By working together, we can certainly work faster, and opening the exact same clinical trial at multiple institutions allows us to complete the trial sooner.
That really accelerated our ability to get things started.
One of the first trials to activate is a breast cancer trial that's being led by Dr. Eric Weiner at the Dana-Farber Cancer Institute.
My name is Margaret Edge. I'm a mom and a horsewoman. My initial diagnosis was small tumor, left breast. A year and a half later, breast cancer had metastasized to the bone. I hope I get to ride again. You will. My son was 6 then, and I thought, how in the world, what's going to happen to him? How can he, you know, I don't want to leave him. That was 8 years ago. I hope we're together in 10 years. The clinical trials gives us hope, reason to keep on fighting. What they learned from me, they can pass on to the next moms and daughters.
Our goal is to do smarter, smaller, faster trials and have drugs approved and to the patient population in a much, much shorter period of time than has happened in the past.
Precancerous polyps can be identified and removed before they turn deadly. I am proof. Like my friend Katie Couric, I had a colonoscopy on television to stress the importance of early detection. And as you may have heard, my gastroenterologist, Dr. John LaPook, hey John boy, who's manning the phones here tonight, found and removed a precancerous adenomatous polyp. For yourself and for your loved ones, if you're over 50 or have any of the risk factors for colon cancer, make sure you join me and Katie Couric and have a colonoscopy at least every 10 years or per your doctor's recommendation. Oh, and you don't have to put it on national television.
Every 47 minutes, a woman in the U.S. is diagnosed with cervical cancer. We're proud that one of our major supporters, GSK, is committed to raising awareness about ways to help prevent cervical cancer.
Please welcome Neil Diamond with Herbie Hancock.
Thanks,
Thank you. Lost my beautiful niece, Jennifer Diamond. She was 30 years old, way too young. I told my mom when she was 75 that she had cancer, and she said, I'm going to beat it. And she did. We just celebrated her 92nd birthday. Happy birthday, Mom. Yesterday, all my troubles seemed so far away. Now it looks as though they're here to stay. Oh, I believe in yesterday. And suddenly, I'm not half the man I used to be. There's a shadow hanging over me. Oh, yesterday came suddenly. Why she had to go, I don't know. She wouldn't say. I said, something wrong. Now I long for yesterday. Yesterday, love was such an easy game to play. Now I need a place to hide away. Oh, I believe in yesterday. Yesterday, love was such an easy game to play. Now I need a place to hide away. Oh, I believe in yesterday. Yes, I believe in yesterday.
Our CTC chip, circulating tumor cell chip, processes blood so that we can find cancer cells as they are in transit. And that's the magic of this microfluidic chip. It's engineered so the normal blood just flows through and the tumor cells get stuck. And once they're stuck, then you can study them. Now we have the real cells that end up killing patients. We will be able to do fundamental biological discovery, new discoveries, new ideas, because we have the cells that really end up killing people. Since we've been funded by Stand Up to Cancer, we went from a first generation to a second generation chip. And that now gives us the ability to ramp up the numbers that we make, making all these technologies available to the broader cancer community as fast as possible.
It fits so perfect with the vision of Stand Up to Cancer. Taking a good idea, then let's make it happen, let's have an impact. That is what we call innovation.
Things that bother me. Facebook comments like, don't worry, it's almost over. When people talk to me like I'm already dead, it's cancer, not rigor mortis. Strangers who think headscarf equals, tell me about your cousin who died of cancer. Things for which I'm grateful. Easy to swallow pills, the people who love me and remind me this is not forever, it's not who I am. I'm a mother, a wife, a teacher, and soon a survivor.
Stand Up to Cancer wants to thank all of our major donors who first stood with us in 2008. The Sidney Kimmel Foundation, Amgen, Bloomberg Philanthropies, Annenberg Foundation, GlaxoSmithKline, and our founding donor, Major League Baseball. Hope moves mountains. Give someone hope by donating now. Call the number on your screen.
Tonight we've seen the teams that are currently funded by Stand Up to Cancer. There's clearly a lot more to do as they continue their research to drive to a cure. As a neurosurgeon, I'm very excited about the possibility of using vaccines to fight the deadliest brain tumor of all, a glioblastoma, another bold idea by scientists who want to eradicate cancer.
Steve Hall wasn't sure he'd be there at his daughter Erin's wedding, almost a year to the day after he was diagnosed with the deadliest form of brain cancer. Hall was 60, and he thought healthy. He had no idea he had a brain tumor when he collapsed by the pool.
And the surgeon said, well, you have a glioblastoma multiforme. That's stage 4 cancer. It was disbelief, absolute fright, despair.
Hall's been through radiation, and he now takes chemotherapy pills every month. But he has something else going for him, a vaccine made from his tumor. Neurosurgeon Andrew Parsa at the University of California, San Francisco is Hall's doctor.
We take the tumor out, and then we make the vaccine directly from that individual patient's tumor, and then give that vaccine back to the patient.
The vaccine triggers the body's immune system to attack multiple spots on the tumor cells.
Smallpox works, polio vaccines work. You're allowing your own body to combat this cancer, which is an irregularity anyway.
A year after his diagnosis, Steve Hall feels well enough to dance, letting a father and daughter share one of life's precious moments.
What would the world be like if no one took a stand in the heat of a Philadelphia July or the winter cold of Valley Forge? If no one stood up for freedom on the Underground Railroad? If suffragettes didn't stand up to finally be counted? What would your life be like if no one stood up at Bastogne or Iwo Jima? If no one was standing up to injustice on a bridge in Selma? We're here because they did, because we know what's possible when enough of us stand together. Anything. This is our moment. Please, pick up the phone and stand up to cancer.
Gibson swings and a fly ball to deep right field.
Baseball is the place of miracles.
Don't believe what I just saw.
A place where anything can happen. Where nothing is impossible. Baseball Commissioner Alan Bud Selig knows this better than anyone. In keeping with his vision of baseball as a unique social institution, he is responsible for Major League Baseball's profound and continuing support for Stand Up to Cancer and its efforts to help create a miracle. In 2008, with the extraordinary support of the 30 club owners and the encouragement of his wife Suzanne, Bud Selig and Major League Baseball were the first to become Stand Up to Cancer donors.
Bud Selig and I have been friends for a long time. I met him the first year after we broke camp with the Milwaukee Braves, and I know how dear and close this cancer research is to him.
It's no surprise to me that Bud, along with Major League Baseball, has taken the lead in Stand Up to Cancer. To me, it reminds me of what happens on this field. It's all about teamwork, and that's the best way to win a ball game. Nice going, Bud.
It's a great pleasure to salute Major League Baseball Commissioner Bud Selig and everyone at Stand Up to Cancer for their work to support cancer research and ultimately find a cure. For all the progress we've made in research, in prevention, in access to health care, cancer is still a disease that touches the life of nearly every American. If you haven't battled it yourself, odds are you love someone who has. My own mother lost her battle with cancer in the prime of her life. So I share your passion for conquering this disease once and for all. It's a goal that will take all of us working together, but it's one we can reach. So to Bud, to everyone at Stand Up to Cancer, to every American playing your part, thank you.
Stand Up to Cancer is proud to announce its first innovative research grant in honor of Commissioner Alan Bud Seelig and his wife, Suzanne L. Seelig. Please stand up for Commissioner Seelig and his wife, Sue, who has spearheaded a contribution of more than $30 million to cure cancer from Major League Baseball.
Bud and I are very pleased to join Stand Up to Cancer in the fight against this horrible disease. We are especially honored to have this important grant named after us.
All of us at Major League Baseball recognize that baseball is a social institution, and we are fully committed in our support of Stand Up to Cancer. On behalf of Major League Baseball, I urge all of you to give whatever you can, as every dollar counts. There is nothing more important than joining in the fight against cancer.
Tonight, in the heart of a Hollywood studio, we're making a different kind of movie. What started as a dream has sprung to life. Everyone who has given in the past, and again this evening, is writing a new script for our future. Cancer connects us all, but it's in our response that we are truly united. This is Stand Up to Cancer, where the end of cancer begins.
Ladies and gentlemen, the scientist of Stand Up to Cancer. Now, please welcome Dave Stewart, Hart, Leona Lewis, Orianthi, Anne-Marie Calhoun, and friends.